Ndewo, no, and welcome to your weekly Omnibus. If you've had a busy week and didn't quite get round to listening to the Igbo Daily Drops, this is your chance to catch up. Now, you get to hear all 5 episodes from week 18, brought together in one place. Our mission is simple, to raise 10,000 next-generation Igbo speakers, and every phrase you practice brings us one step closer. So, whether you're in the car, on a walk, or relaxing at home, let's spend a few minutes inside the Igbo world. Through stories, proverbs, and the sentences we learned this week. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. Gentilly Boulevard, New Orleans, 5 a.m. Ngozi Achebe Okafor, 74, is cutting okra. She has been awake since 2. The kitchen looks like a kitchen in Enugu. Pepper grinder. Wooden board darkened by years of use. The back burner already warm. Because that was never an accident. You build what you know. The phone is propped against the pepper grinder. Her sister Obi's face is frozen on the screen from the funeral 9 days ago. She forgot to close the app. Or she did not forget. The soup she is making is ofokoro, Obi's favorite. She has not noticed this yet. Her daughter Adeze, 29, appears in the doorway. Mama, why is the light on? Ngozi's hand rests on the colander. The okra is still wet. She turns. She speaks in Igbo, because English does not have the grammar for what she needs to say. Achọrọ m ịjụ Obi etu o mere. I want to ask Obi how she is. The present tense. Obi still reachable. The question still possible. Then the truth arrives. She corrects herself, quietly, to her daughter, to the open screen. Achọburu m ịjụ Obi etu o mere. I had wanted to ask Obi how she was. That is the moment the death becomes real in language. Not in the body, which has known for 9 days. In Igbo. In the grammar that makes things permanent. Adeze does not understand the words. She understands everything. She picks up the knife and begins to cut. Ndewo. No. I am Yvonne Choma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops. Episode 86, Week 18, Day 1, Monday. Today's episode runs a little longer. It earned it. Today, in Igbo, you do not describe the past. You seal it. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. The suffix boro seals an action in what the language recognizes as formally. Not yesterday, formally. A door closed from the inside. She did not close this. The language chose for her. This is the Igbo practice of honor testimony. Speaking the truth of loss aloud in the language that holds it. Because silence keeps the death unfinished. The okra was Obi's favorite. Ngozi has not noticed yet. Her hands knew before her mind did. Today, 3 sentences. The sentences that name what can no longer be reached. And in naming it, release it to rest. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. Achọrọ m ịgwa gị ihe. In English, I want to tell you something. Achọrọ m ịgwa gị ihe. Achọrọ m ịgwa gị ihe. Achọrọ m ịgwa gị ihe. Present tense, still reaching. Sentence 2. Achọburu m ịjụ Obi etu o mere. In English, I had wanted to ask Obi how she was. Achọburu m ịjụ Obi etu o mere. Achọburu m ịjụ Obi etu o mere. Achọburu m ịjụ Obi etu o mere. The suffix bụrụ, formally, the door now closed. Sentence 3. Achọrọ m isiri ya nri masịrị ya. In English, I want to cook the meal she likes. Achọrọ m isiri ya nri masịrị ya. Achọrọ m isiri ya nri masịrị ya. Achọrọ m isiri ya nri masịrị ya. What Adaeze does next. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. Download it at learnigbanow.com. If you are driving right now, just listen. The workbook will be waiting. They cut okra together for a long time. At some point, Ngozi notices the soup she is making. Ofe ọkwụrụ. She stands very still. Adaeze notices her mother has stopped moving. She does not ask. She reaches across and adjusts the pot on the back burner. The kind of act Ngozi had done 10,000 times for Obi, and Obi for her. Ekwughị ekwu mere ọnụ. Anụghị anụ mere ntị. Ekwughị ekwu mere ọnụ. Anụghị anụ mere ntị. If unspoken, blame the mouth. If unheard, blame the ear. Ngozi spoke. Adaeze heard. The mouth and the ear found each other across 9 days of silence. What happened in this kitchen has a name older than any of its participants. Ekwughị ekwu mere ọnụ. Anụghị anụ mere ntị. Ekwughị ekwu mere ọnụ. Anụghị anụ mere ntị. If unspoken, blame the mouth. If unheard, blame the ear. The proverb does not console. It distributes responsibility. Silence is always a choice. Speech, however broken, however corrected at 5 a.m., is the only thing that lets grief pass between people rather than dying inside the one who holds it. I have watched this in Igbo households my whole life. The one who is grieving, who says nothing for days, who makes the favorite soup without knowing they are making it, who makes the phone call without realizing they are making a phone call. We have always understood. Grief spoken becomes grief shared. Grief kept silence disappears with the person who carries it. E. Nolue Emenanjo, A Grammar of Contemporary Igbo, 1978. Emenanjo, scholar of the University of Ibadan, documents the Boro suffix precisely. It marks an action as formerly, a completed state of wanting that existed and then closed. Ngozi is not correcting her grammar. She is performing a funeral for the wanting. The language built that instrument centuries before she needed it. What Igbo women practice as honor testimony for centuries, neuroscientists Matthew Lieberman and Naomi Eisenberger later described in 2007 as affect labeling. Naming an emotion in language can reduce emotional reactivity. The Igbo past tense was doing trauma processing before trauma was a clinical category. In 1803, Igbo captives walked into the waters of Dunbar Creek, Georgia, choosing silence over enslavement. 223 years later, an Igbo woman on Gentilly Boulevard makes the other choice. She speaks. She names the wanting in the language that seals it. She hands it to her daughter. The line of Igbo people who refuse to be erased runs through this kitchen. If you want to practice these sentences with other families, with your children, the Igbo village-speaking gym will soon be open. Before this day ends, say, Achọburu m ịgwa ya ihe. Achọburu m ịgwa gị ihe. I had wanted to tell you something, aloud. To someone you have been quiet with for too long. Not as language practice, as a declaration. The proverb is clear. If unspoken, blame the mouth. Speak first, the ear will find you. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oke Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. Grab your free-speaking workbook at learnibonow.com. Rate us wherever you're listening. Your review is how another learner finds their way home. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ m nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka okwu gị ruo ntị kwesịrị ya. May your words always find the ear they are meant for. Ka anyị hụ echi. Until we meet again tomorrow. The jacaranda petals fall without sound, purple and weightless. Mama Ezinne Nwogu sits in the plastic chair that has been hers since 1993. Her hands rest in her lap. Her mother's hands. Her grandmother's hands. The same wide knuckles. The same dark crescents at the nails. 60 years ago, these hands ground pepper in Mbise. They did not know they would do it in Lusaka. Amara sits across from her, 19. Toronto. Notebook uncapped. Grandma, what did you have? Before Zambia. Before everything. The morning light comes through the jacaranda in long, slanted pieces. Mama Ezinne is quiet. Not because she does not know, because she is deciding where to begin. She straightens. Enwere m nne na nna. I had a mother and a father. Ndewo. No. I am Yvonne Choma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops, episode 87, week 18, day 2, Tuesday. Today, the Igbo past tense as living archive. Every elder who says I had is making a sworn deposition to history. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. In most written histories of the Nigeria-Biafran War, the voices that dominate are politicians and generals. Very few accounts follow one ordinary Igbo woman from Mbaise into Lusaka. Mama Ezinne left in 1971. Never went back. Amara writes words she cannot yet read. Mama Ezinne watches and says it again. Enwere m nne na nna. Not grief. Record. Every sentence placing her life where history forgot. Today, 3 sentences. The sentences that let you name what you had and prove it existed. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. Enwere m nne na nna. In English, I had a mother and father. It can also double as I have. So enwere m can be past, it can be present. Enwere m nne na nna. I had a mother and a father. Enwere m nne na nna. Enwere m nne na nna. Enwere m nne na nna. For the record. Sentence 2. Enwere m ozi. In English, I have a message. Or I had a message. Enwere m ozi. Enwere m ozi. Enwere m ozi. The message carried when nothing else could cross the border. Sentence 3. Anyị nwere nri. In English, we had food. It can also be we have food. Anyị nwere nri. Anyị nwere nri. Anyị nwere nri. During the Biafran War, 3 million people could not say this. She can. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. Download it at learnibonow.com. If you are driving right now, just listen. The workbook will be waiting. Amara looks at the page. Igbo in her English handwriting, which cannot carry the tones, but tries. Did you have a home? Mama Ezinne's hands turn in her lap. Anyị nwere nri. We had food. We had a home. She does not say, and then we did not. What you name is proof it existed. What she is doing has a name older than this war. Azotando edeberon. Azotando edeberon. After securing life, we still surrender it to death. The elder does not fight this. She outmaneuvers it by naming everything before the silence comes. I watched this in my own family. Elders who survived Biafra named what came before it with extraordinary precision. Not nostalgia, inventory. Aloysius Eberechukwu Ndiukwu, in 2014, documented that Igbo elders, holders of a great collection of life experiences, are regarded as the living encyclopedia of the past. Across West Africa, the griot tradition holds the same truth. The community is the archive. The past tense is not sentiment. It is infrastructure. If you want to practice these sentences with other families, with your children, the Igbo village speaking gym will soon be open. Before this day ends, say enwerem, I had, which can also double as I have, and name one thing, one person, one morning, not as language practice, as testimony. What you name first survives. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oke Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. Grab your free speaking workbook at learnibonow.com. Rate us wherever you're listening. Your review is how another learner finds their way home. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ nwanne gị nwanyị, Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister, Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka ozi gị dị ndụ. May your message live on. Ka anyị hụ echi. Until we meet again tomorrow. Mare Street, Hackney. A flat above a chicken shop. Sunday. Chike Anozie, 42, sits at the kitchen table. The result has sat on the screen 4 days. 38% Nigerian, Igbo region. He has told no one. Not his mother, laughing too loudly at the football downstairs. Jamaican, retired, the only parent he has needed. Not his sister, not the woman texting since spring, who got, just tired in reply. He picks up a pen. I am a Londoner. Beneath it, a second line has waited. He writes his own name, Chike Anozie, the name his father carried first. Ndewo. No. I am Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops. Episode 88, Week 18, Day 3, Wednesday. Today, speaking about who you were before you knew it. A name doesn't need a present father to do its work. DNA only confirmed this year what naming encoded generations ago. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. He has an uncle his mother's brother, the only one who ever met the man. The numbers sat unused for 6 years. Uncle, I did one of those tests. It says I'm Igbo, from Nigeria, like he was. A long silence. Anozie was his name too, the uncle says. He gave it to you himself. Told me once what it meant. We are now settled. I never understood much else he said. The place, Ibuku, I think, could never quite say it properly. Today, 3 sentences. Some states of being stay with you. Others you grow out of. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. Abụ m onye London. In English, I am a Londoner. Abụ m onye London. Abụ m onye London. Abụ m onye London. True before the test. True after. Sentence 2. Abụghị m nwata. In English, I am not a child. Abụghị m nwata. Abụghị m nwata. Abụghị m nwata. He'd known that for 30 years. Tonight, he weighed differently. Sentence 3. Ọ eziokwu. In English, it's true. Ọ eziokwu. Ọ eziokwu. Ọ eziokwu. To no one. To his father's name. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. You'll find it at learnibonow.com. He used to sing to you, the uncle had said. I never understood the words. Kept it anyway, just in case. A voice note. Old, crackling. A man's voice. Low, half singing 4 words Chike has never heard, yet recognizes in his chest before his mind translates them. He plays it once. Sits still. Plays it again. Downstairs, his mother laughs at the television, unaware the floor has shifted. He says it aloud to a father he never met. Ọ eziokwu. What Chike just lived, the elders named long ago. Onye ma ebe o si ana, ga-ama ebe ọ na-aga. Onye ma ebe o si ana, ga-ama ebe ọ na-aga. Whoever knows the route home will know where he is going. Origin was never decoration. It was direction. I've stood in a grove at Ibuku, where bronze was cast for priest kings 900 years ago, long before England had heard of Nigeria. Ọnwụ mere, mmadụ mere an iwu ji of Imo State University of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences found in 2023 that fatherless barely survives translation. Iceland solved the same puzzle with patronymics, genealogy built into a nation's names. What one Igbo father encoded decades before DNA testing existed, a London lab only confirmed this year. The name was never sentiment. It was signal. If you want to practice these sentences with other families, with your children, The Igbo village speaking gym will soon be open. Before today ends, say "Oh Ezioku" aloud. As you write your full name, you always knew where 42 years led. Now you know where they began. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oke Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. Grab your free speaking workbook at learnigbonow.com. Rate us wherever you're listening. Your review is how another learner finds their way home. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka okwu nna gị dịgide n'ime gị. May your father's words remain alive inside you. Ka anyị hụ echi. Until we meet again tomorrow. Adanna Metu Okafor moves through Bentan Market the way she moves through everything. Present, but folded inward. Saturday morning, 8 months in Ho Chi Minh City. Cold air hits her arms. Then the smell. Fish sauce, diesel, frying dough. She steps around bolts of silk. Then she stops. A woman crouches behind a low table, ladling something pale and thick into plastic cups. Steam lifts off it. Adanna's chest does something with no English word. And she doesn't reach for the Igbo word either. Naming it might make it stop. The porridge isn't akamo. It's something close. Her body has decided. Her hand reaching for her purse before her mind agrees. The seller looks up, surprised. A foreigner who didn't need waving over. Adanna realizes she is smiling at no one here. She has not told a soul where she is from. Ndewo. No. I am Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops. Episode 89, Week 18, Day 4, Thursday. Today, what your own eyes have witnessed. Seeing in Igbo is not separate from knowing. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. She buys 2 cups. The seller types into a translation app. But Sunday. Adanna doesn't know the words, only the gesture. A stranger offering something, waiting to land. In Enugu, the market was never just buying and selling. It was where her grandmother heard who had married, who had died, who owed whom a goat or money. A stranger with no shared language has done the same old work of markets. Adanna laughs once at nothing. The seller laughs back. Today, 3 sentences. The words for testimony. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. Ahụrụ m ahịa. In English, I saw the market. Ahụrụ m ahịa. Ahụrụ m ahịa. Ahụrụ m ahịa. Her market. Far. Sentence 2. Ahụrụ m mmegharị. In English, I saw movement or I saw some movement. Ahụrụ m mmegharị. Ahụrụ m mmegharị. Ahụrụ m mmegharị. The shape of her ear. Sentence 3. Kedu ihe ị hụrụ? In English, what did you see? Kedu ihe ị hụrụ? Kedu ihe ị hụrụ? Kedu ihe ị hụrụ? The question, waited for. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. Download it at learnigbonow.com. If you are driving right now, just listen. The workbook will be waiting. The seller pulls out her phone again. Where are you from? Adanna stares at the question. Then her thumbs move. I am from Enugu, Nigeria. I am Igbo. She hasn't written that to anyone since she landed. She sends it before she can take it back. The seller nods, types one word, Dep. Beautiful. Adanna drinks. It doesn't taste right. She finishes it. What just happened here is older than either of them knows. Onye ma ebe o si ana, ga-ama ebe ọ na-aga. Whoever knows the way home knows where they're going. The market waited. In Enugu, the market kept the village's memory. Boston College historian David Northrop, Journal of African History, 1972, found Igbo markets often predated the villages around them, governed by their own deities and courts. The souks of old Marrakesh worked the same way. Commerce the excuse, memory the transaction. What Igbo custom built centuries before colonial contact? Sociologist Ray Oldenburg only named in 1989. A third place. It doesn't sell. It witnesses. If you want to practice these sentences with other families, with your children, the Igbo village speaking gym will soon be open. Before this day ends, say Kedu ihe ị hụrụ aloud to someone and wait for their answer. Not as practice, as a way of knowing where you are going. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oke Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. Grab your free speaking workbook at learnigbonow.com. Rate us wherever you're listening. Your review is how another learner finds their way home. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka ihe ị hụrụ taa duo gị echi. May what you witness today guide your tomorrow. Ka anyị hụ echi. Until we meet again tomorrow. Balogun Market, Lagos. Friday. And the heat is already climbing through the tarpaulin roofs before 8. Nkechi Ophili Brown. 36. Unrolls a bolt of Ankara across the same 4 feet of pavement her mother held before her. Pavement she has never legally owned and has never once worried about losing. A girl appears at the stall's edge. 17. A half-finished university form glowing on her phone. Her Igbo is careful, rehearsed in a mirror. Iweliwe auntie. I nwere ego mgbe ị malitere? Don't be offended, auntie. Did you have money when you started? Nkechi laughs, not unkindly. The laugh of someone whose answer will dismantle the question. A customer arrives mid-sentence. Nkechi serves her without losing the thread. Enweghị m otu kobo, she says. I didn't have 1 kobo. I had this spot. My mother's name on it. 11 women who would have fed me that first year. That was the money. The girl's pen does not move. Not yet. Ndewo? No. I am Yvonne Choma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops. Episode 90, Week 18, Day 5, Friday. Today, where someone truly began. Capital was never money. It was who trusted you. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. The street runs on a ledger no bank keeps. Iya Bisi, 3 stalls down, lent Nkechi her first bolts of lace on credit. No contract. Only the fact the row watched her mother trade here. The girl has never run a business and knows the only question that matters. Today, 3 sentences. The question that asks where someone began and the answer that proves it wrong. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. I nwere ego mgbe ị malitere? In English, did you have money when you started? I nwere ego mgbe ị malitere? I nwere ego mgbe ị malitere? I nwere ego mgbe ị malitere? The girl's question. Sentence 2. Unu ahụrụ uru n'ịzụ ahịa? In English, did you see good benefits in doing business? Unu ahụrụ uru n'ịzụ ahịa? Unu ahụrụ uru n'ịzụ ahịa? Unu ahụrụ uru n'ịzụ ahịa? Ask any trader. Sentence 3. Anyị hụrụ ihe ọma. In English, we saw a good thing. Anyị hụrụ ihe ọma. Anyị hụrụ ihe ọma. Anyị hụrụ ihe ọma. Not I, we. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. download it at learnibonow.com. And if you're driving right now, just listen. The workbook will be waiting. Anyị hụrụ ihe ọma, Nkechi says again. Looking down the row at the women who lent her cloth, who fed her, who are still here. Write that down, she tells the girl. Not whether I had money, whether I had them. Nkechi turns back to her fabric, calling the next prize. The market folding back into its charm, as if nothing happened. Which is the point. What just passed between them is older than their phones. The elders say, Onye nwere mmadụ ka onye nwere ego. Onye nwere mmadụ ka onye nwere ego. One who has people is greater than one who has money. Onye nwere mmadụ ka onye nwere ego. Nkechi knew this before she knew anything else about trade. Historian Wando Achebe, Michigan State University, 2020. African market women owned and governed the marketplace through trust networks. Andean Aini works the same way. What sociology named social capital, Balogun's women had already made collateral. Money is a loan you repay. A name is a loan the street vouches for. If you want to practice these sentences with other families, with your children, the Igbo village speaking gym will soon be open. Before today ends, ask one elder, I nwere ego mgbe malitere? Not as practice, as a declaration. It was never about kobo. It was who stood at your stall. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oke Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. Grab your free speaking workbook at learnibonow.com. Rate us wherever you're listening. Your review is how another learner finds their way home. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka ndị gbara gị gburugburu bụrụ olu na ogwe gị. May those around you be your voice and your bridge. Ka anyị hụ echi, until we meet again tomorrow. And that brings us to the end of this week's Igbo Daily Drops Omnibus. If a sentence or proverb stayed with you today, take a moment to say it again out loud. Every phrase you practice keeps the language alive. Remember, every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oke Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. If you'd like to practice these lessons further, download the workbook at learnibonow.com. Until tomorrow's drop, Abụ nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka chi gị duo gị ọfụma. May your chi guide you well.